The night she told me, her hands were shaking so badly she couldn't hold the glass of wine. I thought she was going to confess something small, maybe a fight with her husband, maybe money problems. But instead, she looked at me and said, "I've been sleeping with someone else." And in that moment, I realized the marriage everyone envied had already been rotting from the inside for months. Her name is Lyra. We've been friends for 12 years. I was there when she met Daniel, when she said yes to his proposal, when she walked down the aisle glowing like she had won at life. From the outside, they were perfect. He had a stable job, brought her coffee every morning, posted anniversary tributes online. People used to tell her how lucky she was. But about a year ago, something shifted. She didn't say it at first. It started with small complaints. He doesn't listen anymore. He's always tired. We feel like roommates. I remember telling her it was normal. Marriage isn't fireworks every day. But she wasn't talking about boredom. She was talking about feeling invisible. She said the worst part wasn't that they argued, it was that they stopped arguing. Silence moved into their apartment. He would come home, kiss her on the forehead, sit with his laptop, and that was it. No questions, no curiosity, no touch unless she initiated it, and even then it felt mechanical. She told me she started doubting herself, her body, her attractiveness, her value. Then she met Alex at her gym. She didn't plan anything. It started with casual conversations between sets. He noticed her new haircut. He asked how her day was and actually waited for the answer. The first time he lightly touched her elbow while laughing, she felt something she hadn't felt in months: being seen. I remember the first time she told me about him. She tried to sound neutral. "There's this guy at the gym. He's funny." That was it. But I could see the spark. I should have pushed harder, maybe. I should have reminded her of the consequences. Instead, I just listened. One evening, Daniel stayed late at work again. She went to the gym, angry, frustrated, ready to blow off steam. Alex was there. They talked longer than usual. He suggested grabbing coffee. She hesitated for maybe 3 seconds before saying yes. That was the first line crossed. She told me coffee felt innocent. They sat outside talking about childhood, dreams, disappointments. She laughed more in that 1 hour than she had in months at home. When he walked her to her car, he didn't kiss her. He just looked at her and said, "You deserve to feel happy." She said those words echoed in her head all night. After that, the texting started. At first, harmless. Memes. "Did you get home safe?" Then it became constant. Good morning messages, late-night confessions. She began hiding her phone when Daniel entered the room. That was when she knew she was already betraying him, even before anything physical happened. If you're listening to this and you want real, raw stories like this one, the kind people are too afraid to tell out loud, make sure you subscribe and leave a like. It helps more than you think, and it keeps these conversations honest. The first time they kissed wasn't dramatic. No rain, no grand gestures. It was in his car after another workout. She was talking about how alone she felt in her marriage. He reached over, brushed a strand of hair from her face, and kissed her. She didn't pull away. She told me she felt guilt immediately, a wave of it, but right behind it came relief, like finally breathing after holding it in for too long. That's what scared me when she described it, not the kiss itself, but how right it felt to her. It escalated quickly after that. Hotel rooms during Daniel's business trips, afternoons she claimed were errands. She became strategic. She deleted messages. She changed his name in her phone. She created lies that sounded effortless. I watched my friend transform into someone calculating. But here's the part people don't talk about. She wasn't happy. Not really. There were moments of excitement, yes, passion, intensity, but they were followed by anxiety. She jumped every time her phone buzzed. She overcompensated at home, cooking Daniel's favorite meals, initiating intimacy out of guilt. Daniel started noticing something. He asked once, "Are we okay?" She said yes, too quickly. He looked at her like he didn't believe it, but he didn't push. Maybe he was afraid of the answer. The affair lasted 4 months, 4 months of double life. She told me she felt powerful at first, desired by 2 men, but power turned into exhaustion. She couldn't keep track of her lies. One evening, she sent a message meant for Alex to Daniel. It wasn't explicit, but it was intimate enough to raise suspicion. Daniel confronted her that night, not screaming, not dramatic, just holding the phone and asking, "Who is he?" She said that calm tone was worse than if he had yelled. At first, she denied it, said it was nothing, a friend, but he kept looking at her, waiting, and something in her broke. She admitted it, not every detail, but enough. She told me the silence after her confession was unbearable. He didn't cry immediately, he just sat down and covered his face with his hands. That image is what still haunts her. He moved out 2 days later, no shouting, no smashing plates, just packed a suitcase and left. The apartment felt bigger and emptier at the same time. Alex tried to be supportive, but once the secret was gone, so was part of the thrill. Their relationship started feeling ordinary, flawed, real. 3 weeks after Daniel left, Alex told her he wasn't ready for something serious, that he never expected things to blow up like this. And just like that, she was alone. When she told me all this, sitting across from me with shaking hands, she didn't try to justify herself. She didn't blame Daniel. She said, "I should have talked to him. I should have forced the hard conversations instead of escaping." Now she's living in a smaller apartment. The divorce is almost finalized. Daniel doesn't speak to her unless it's about paperwork. She says the worst part isn't losing the marriage, it's knowing she destroyed something that might have been fixed. People think cheating is about lust. Sometimes it is, but in her case, it was about loneliness that she didn't know how to handle, about wanting to feel chosen again. I love her, she's still my friend, but I won't lie, I see her differently now, not as a villain, not as a victim, just as a human who made a decision that cost her everything. And every time I remember that night, the shaking hands, the broken voice, I understand one thing clearly: betrayal doesn't start in the bedroom, it starts in silence.